Hi folks, and in this video what we're going to do is we're going to build our two-dimensional array using a loop. First of all, what we're going to do is build a new function, and we'll call this build tiles like so. And what we're going to do is put this first of all into a for loop. So a for loop will basically go through multiple iterations from the first index until the last index. Now with this, we're actually going to get our tiles max length just here, that's 256. And because it will include index 0, what we're actually going to do is just minus 1 off from this index list, like so. We could change that instead to a 1 and then just go to the max length, completely up to us. So what we're now going to do is we're going to actually build a stream to base our seed off of for this random generation. So what we're going to do is just type in stream. There we go. Random stream like so, and we're going to call our random stream seed for the purpose of this project. Now we're going to get this, and we're going to put this into a random int within a range, and that range will be between 1 and 10. And then we're going to take that value and just promote that to a variable and call this variable seed, or stream, we could call it stream seed perhaps. There you go. So what's now going to happen is every time our build tiles gets fired off, it's going to go through this loop until the 256th time, and it's going to call, if we press compile, from our seed, randomly generate a number, which is then going to be set to this object here. Now, what we're going to have to do is just do a quick bit of mathematics onto this to do our if statement, which will then determine if this is going to be a true or a false line to work out if this is going to be on a two-dimensional array. So what we're going to do is just put an if statement here, and we are going to check the max len length. So as earlier video showed, that was this number here, divided by itself, of course, to work out what the actual length was. And we're going to take this number and we're just going to, there you go, modulo that one. So that is the percentage sign. And we're going to take our index and we're going to modulo this number here. So in doing that, it then checks to see if this number is then modulo to this number, so if there's a remainder or not. Now we don't want it to have a remainder, so at this moment in time we have this set to 126, which is of course 16 times 16, so our tile length should be 16. So we're checking to see if this tile length is equal to this integer, and if this is then equal to 0, what we're going to do is set that condition to be true. So then it will do the true statement. If it's not, it will do the false statement. So the idea is, if it's the true statement, it will eventually do the new line that we'll need. If it does the false statement, it will then do the just adding the objects onto the array to continue our array. Now, to make sure that this is working, what we will have to do is go to our event graph, go to the event begin play, and just put our build tiles function in like that. Make sure we press compile, and now when the event begins plays, it will then go through and it will start building this number. So this seed generation we'll use later on for our rule set for the tiles, and then we can then use this to determine if we're going to a new line or if we're just continuing in our line for our two-dimensional array.